Mash makes his way further into the Lane stronghold. The leader of Magia Lupus, named Abel, immediately figures that the person standing before him is the first-year student that has the gold coin. Oblivious to the danger he has just strolled into, Mash confirms the triple-liner suspicions. Abel then proceeds to ask Mash if he wishes to become a divine visionary. Mash informs him that he only wants to achieve so that he can live a peaceful life with his family. Abel calls he misguided before beginning to explain his stance. The guy believes that the divine visionaries are the artisans of their world and act as the vessels of God's divinity. With that in mind, those who are not of noble blood lack the metal necessary to shoulder such a burden. Mash is interested to know if Abel feels like he's worthy. The triple liner states his intention not only to become a divine visionary, but to also return the world to its rightful form. To him, humans have only flourished because the species tirelessly pillage and devour those who are weaker. However, if one looks at society now, it rather shelters the weak with the system of championing equality and compassion. Abel finds this new stance to be nonsense and wants the harsh reality of the world to be restored with the strong prey on the weak till they are weeded out, resulting in the prospering of the superior beings. The whole explanation goes over Mash's head as he concludes that Abel also wants to live in peace. The other members of the Major Lupus look on confused and wonder if the guy was listening at all. Abel is so offended that he takes Mash's response as hostility. Mash formally apologizes and informs him that he didn't intend to offend. The leader will only allow him to go in exchange for his gold coin, but Mash bluntly refuses. Abel feels like he has no right, so he attacks his newly made puppet. Mash dodges with ease and counters with a leg-driven suplex. This snaps the threads connected to the puppet, which deactivates the spell, turning the Silva back to normal, but he lies there unconscious. Mash looks to Abel to inform him that his assault wasn't very challenging. This prompts him to launch another assault using a larger puppet. It apprehends Mash quicker than he thinks. Mash notes that this one is a lot stronger than the last. The puppet uses one of its many hands to retrieve Mash's gold coin from his pocket and flicks it to Abel, who catches it. The puppet then throws Mash into one of the pillars like a useless cabbage. As he slouches to the ground, the leader comments on how he will put the gold coin to better use. Mash recovers shortly after and apologizes for his earlier comment about him not being a challenge. As he walks, he accidentally steps on Silva. He stops the fight to inform the leader that he's taking the unconscious guy to the nurse's office. This perplexes Abel that he's giving up the gold coin so easily. Mash corrects him that he's prioritizing the injured. As he reaches the door, he turns to Abel and informs him that no matter how strong the leader is, he has no intention to lose to him. The look in his eyes, coupled with the statement, catches everyone's attention. His silhouette disappears as he excuses himself. Abel is taken aback by his overwhelming confidence and wonders if it's because he's simply thoughtless or if there is more to him. This question is answered perfectly when he opens his hands expecting to find a gold coin, but he is greeted with a button from one of his puppets. All the while, one of the fans of Magia Lupus, called Love, stands there in a cold sweat as she feels like she just witnessed something unfathomable. It is only revealed as she explains that when the puppet flung the coin, Mash ripped off its button with his mouth and spat it with tremendous force and accuracy, causing it to collide with the coin midair, taking its place as the coin floated off course. The magic list students sucked the coin up using the power of his lungs. The guy did all this in an instant. She refuses to believe it. Abel smirks as he finds what just happened interesting. Mash holds his coin while commenting how close he was to losing it. He quickly takes Silva to the infirmary. After being tended to, Silva regains consciousness and jets up, surprised that he's back to normal, although he has some amnesia spanning the time he was a doll. As he wonders how he returned to normal, he notices Mash at the end of his bed, aggressively ripping out some crutches that work the exterior obliques. Since Mash is watching over him, Silva quickly figures that he was the one who brought him in. However, he's confused because they are supposed to be enemies. Mash just states that when someone is in trouble, so is everyone, but he bites his tongue before he can complete his statement. He gets changed back into his uniform and then leaves after seeing that Silva is recovered. Silva repeats Mash's words as it seems like it had a profound impact on him. Meanwhile, back at Adler's dorm, Barrett and Lance converge at Mash and Finn's room and the two have an instant stare-off. Lance wonders what the redhead wants in the room before commenting on his new hairstyle. Brett bluntly calls it a makeover, but from his muttering, he's done it to appeal to Lemon. Finn is more confused that the two have chosen his room to have this argument. Barrett ignores his complaints. As he analyzes Lance's face, he concludes that he's above average while also being tall. Barrett therefore expresses his dislike for him, concluding that he's living life on easy mode because of his physical blessings. The guy is salty as he gestures rudely to him. Finn can see this escalating, so he begins to complain again. The two ignore him as they exchange insults and draw their wands, ready to start throwing spells in the room. Finn begins to cry as he pleads for them to take their beef. Outside, as the two squares up, Mash interrupts with his classic door breaking. He overheard everything and asks the both to fight outside to prevent them from breaking their valuables. Finn and Barrett find this extremely contradictory as he just broke his room door in the process of entering. Barrett forgets about his beef as he presents Finn and Mash with a gift which confuses them. He explains that it is customary to bring something when one visits someone's house. This takes Finn by surprise, as it shows that Barrett may have a good upbringing despite him acting like a ruffian. Mash just casually watches on while eating his cream puff. Lance gets a little serious as he scolds everyone for their complacency. They need to strategize ways to acquire more coins. Barrett is only interested in getting a girlfriend at the moment. Finn notices that the group's goals don't align at all, but this changes soon. When Lemon farcically enters the room to report some big news, she pauses, and as a moment when she notices that she's the only female in the room, she regains her composure as she asks them all to come with her. She leads them to the magic scale that displays how many gold coins each dorm holds. She points out that Lang dorm has the most gold coins at 15, while the other two only have 1. Since the start of the school year, everyone knows that Lang have been aggressively hunting for coins. Currently, the upperclassmen of Adler dorm who are capable of stopping them are away on off-campus internships. Lang dorm is blood purists with an exclusionary ideology, and if things keep up like this, they will produce the divine visionary for the year, which would not be good for society. To make matters worse, the Orca dorm is only interested in research, which means that it is up to Alder to put a stop to Lang's plans. Barrett is thinking about how sweet Lemon is for breaking the situation down for them. His dreams are shattered when she flirtatiously pleads with Mash to try hard. Lance knows that means they have to go on the offensive and start challenging the students and Lang for coins. The other two are on board with that plan as they stand up with confidence. Later on, Mash makes his way to the L pen to clean up and tend to them for 1 week as punishment for attacking the vice principal. Lance joins him just as he's about to begin. Lance points out that the Lang students are likely to target him, since he's the holder of their only gold coin. His suspicions are proven right when Oral and Shinri from the modulus ominously approach the barn. They announce their presence when Oral casts a water spell that drops Mash in a dimension full of water. The guy struggles to recover as he reveals that he can't swim. Shinri launches his giant shuriken at Lance, who dodges. They officially introduce themselves as the 6th and 7th Thom respectively, and state their aim to retrieve their gold coin, as per the school rules. They both place a gold coin on the line just before the battle begins, with the agreement that the winner takes all. Oral then casts a spell that turns him into a shark before diving into the water world with Mash. The other two stand on land, as Shinri wastes no time when he launches another attack. Lance has already figured out that his opponent uses his magic to control the weapon. His gravity magic is a good counter. However, just as he's about to use it, he realizes that the owls are within the attack area, so he pauses. This gives Shinri the chance to attack again, which grazes him. Lance tries to use his magic once more, but he freezes. A vision of his little sister, condemning him for getting the poor owls involved, pops into his head. Just like his leader, the 7th Thom also believes in survival of the fittest. He releases a double shuriken attack and Lance takes it head-on as dodging would put the owls behind him in danger. Shinri notes that his opponent is from the prestigious crown family based on his wand, their fame for their gravitation magic. He also heard rumors that the eldest son ran off, so he guesses that Lance is that guy and calls him weak. He then begins to talk down to him, but Lance uses his gravity spell to make one of the shovels fall, but Shinri pays no mind to it. He's only thinking about how defeating someone from the crown family will submit his place as a superior being. He only realizes that something is off when he throws his final attack. All the owls are in the corner of the barn, feeding on the sack of seats. Before he can react, Lance shows him his true powers as he casts his gravity spell. The shovel falling was to open the bag to lure the owls over. It now dawns on him that Lance didn't attack all this time due to the owls and not because he was weak. His best attack is easily nullified with the gravity spell, which simultaneously pins him to the ground. The difference in their magic power is overwhelming. Despite them both being double-liners, Lance informs him that he has the noble goal of saving his sisters, so their magic can't be equal to someone who fights for selfish reasons. All the while Oral looks for Mash in the water. He is surprised to see him swim past at a tremendous speed. He is certain that the fastest humans can only swim a maximum of 10 kilometers per hour. But Mash is moving significantly faster as he jets past him a couple more times. Mash thanks him for giving him the chance to learn a new skill. Oral is the one who feels like he's being hunted. He gets annoyed and casts a spell that transforms him further, but it doesn't help. Mash swims while punching him back to the normal world. With both their opponents defeated, Lance retrieves their gold coin and the older boys comment on how easy defeating the Magia Lupus will be if they are on this level. The masked member hears their trash talk and confronts them about it. As they turn, he moves at great speed in front of the duo. Mash and Lance sense the danger, but his gravity spell doesn't work as the masked guy's eye glows. Mash notices the menacing aura around the opponent and performs one of his quick attacks, but the guy dodges. He makes it known to them that he mainly came for his allies and assures them that they will meet again after that encounter. Mash and Lance take their comments back as the new foe leaves his mask crack, showing that Mash's attack landed a little. Based on this, the guy notes that Mash did that without magic and believes that he's the same type as him. That brings the episode to an end.